Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampurasun, honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friend. Standing here today, I don't just see a room full of students. I also see the descendants of a great and a noble civilization. Today, we are currently living in Tatar Sunda, a land blessed with fertile soil, majestic mountain, and a history that stretches back thousands of years. Many people ask what the Sunda actually means. Well, the word Sunda comes from the Sanskrit word Shuddha, which means pure, bright, or white. This reflects the soul of the people who live here, people who strive for purity in heart and mind. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fatih and I am from Al Azhar 28 Junior High. And today I want to take you on a short journey on how our ancestors built this beautiful land and why we should be proud to call it home. Ladies and gentlemen, traveling traveling back to the 4th centuries, long before modern technology or the internet, there was a kingdom called Tarumanagara. This is one of the oldest kingdoms in Indonesia. Have you ever visited Bogor and see the Ciarutan stone? Well, that stone contains the footprints of a king named Purnawarman. King Purnawarman wasn't just a king, he was a brilliant engineer. History records that he built the Gomati Canal, a 12-kilometer waterways in just 21 days. Can you imagine that? Building a 12-kilometer waterways in just 21 days. That is amazing. Wow! This shows that the people of Tatar Sunda has always been innovator. Our ancestors didn't just take from nature, they work with nature to make our life better. Ladies and gentlemen, traveling forward to the 15th centuries, we have reached the golden age of the Pajajaran kingdom. The most legendary figure from this time was Sri Baduga Maharaja, or famously known as Prabu Siliwangi. Prabu Siliwangi is not only remembered for his war, but for his wisdom. He taught us the philosophy that we still hold dear today, and that is Siliasa, Siliasi, and Siliasu. First, Siliasa means to sharpen each other's mind through education. Second, Siliasi means to love and care for one and another. And third, Siliasu, to protect and guide each other. Prabu Siliwangi believed that a leader's greatest job is to ensure no one goes hungry. He protected the forest and the animal which can create a balance between the humans and the environment. This is the true identity of a Sundanese, someone who is peaceful, caring, and wise. Ladies and gentlemen, the history of Tatar Sunda is not only written in stone inscription, it is also carved into our mountain through stories, through legend. One story that defines our landscape is the legend Sangkuryang. I am sure all of us know this legend, right? In the north of Bandung, there was a mountain called Takuban Parahu. To scientists, it is just an ordinary volcano, but to our culture, it is a reminder of a powerful story about a young man named Sang Kuryang and his mother, Dayang Sumbi. And we also know that to stop Sang Kuryang from marrying her, Dayang Sumbi challenged him to build a giant lake and a boat in just one night. And unfortunately, he failed. Ladies and gentlemen, this story is more than just this story is more than just a fairy tale. It is really a legend that teaches us about respecting the boundaries between nature and family itself. It is the reason why we, the people of Tatar Sunda, look at our mountain not just as some rocks and trees, but as a sacred part in our soul. Ladies and gentlemen, as time passed, the history of Tatar Sunda evolved again. Around the 16th century, Islam spread peacefully across West Java, blending in with our traditional value. This creates the character Nunda Nyantri, which means being culturally Sundanese while remaining deeply religious. And then came the era of colonialism. However, the spirit of Sunda has never been broken. We know Dewi Sartika, who fought for women's education, right? And we also heard Bandung Sea of Fire, or as we call them, Bandung Lautan Api, where our hero burned their own city to surrender to those invaders. This show that the people of Tatar Sunda are somek, which means friendly and polite. But we have a fire of bravery when it comes to freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, before ending my speech, I want to conclude that a tree cannot grow tall if its roots are weak. This is why we must be the generation that is Nyunda, Nyantri, and Nyakola. Nyunda means we keep our culture. Nyantri means we stay religious and humble. And third, Nyakola, which means we excel in our education and our technology. Don't be shy to speak the Sundanese language. Don't be shy to, to play our instrument. Let us cherish the wisdom of Prabu Siliwangi and the bravery of our heroes into the future. That is all from me. Thank you for your attention. May the Almighty God always protect us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.